So in this video I just want to quickly show how to install MetNetMaker. So the first thing to do is go to the website, which you'll probably have already found if you've managed to download it. And it's worth noting that on the website there are some frequently asked questions at the bottom. If you've got any questions you'd like to ask, please do email me and I'll get the answers either directly to you or I will put them up on the internet. So here I'm just downloading MetNetMaker, but it actually takes a little bit of time. So here's the newest version, which I've got on my computer already. So we'll just unzip that quickly. And the installation setup for MetNetMaker now should be just like any other software that you use. Here we're in Windows 7 64-bit. I've tested it in Windows XP 32-bit and it works on everything in between. The only thing is it really is a lot easier if you have admin rights. Otherwise you might not be able to get access to the location, but you can choose the location where you install it. Here I'm just using the typical setting, which is onto the desktop, and it takes a little bit of time. If you actually already have Access installed, then you can just run MetNetMaker as a database in Access. The installer installs the Access runtime for you, but if there are any problems and you've already got the Access runtime installed somewhere on a computer, perhaps that you don't have admin rights to, please do email me and I will just send you the database. So we've now installed MetNetMaker. There's a README. It's also the parsligin folder, which is where we're going to download Keg into. But the best place to start is just by double clicking on the application. And you can see at the moment everything's there except that there's no reactions in the reaction chooser. And if we have a look in the reaction creator, then we see there's no compounds in the list of compounds with which to make reactions. So the first thing that we need to do is to download and parse the Keg ligand database. Just showing here that there's two different ways of moving between the two tabs, one up in the ribbon but also one on the actual UI. So if we click on the download and parse Keg ligand database, it starts off a batch script which uses Windows FTP client to download the Keg ligand database, and it's downloading the reaction file, the compound file and the glycan file, and it will download them into this folder. So it takes quite a long time to download all of the Keg ligand database, even if you're on a fast connection, because there are some limits on the Keg side. But here we see that it's already downloaded the reaction and the glycan file, and we're just waiting for it to finish downloading the compound file. So now that it's finished downloading it, there's some scripts that run that parse all of the files that have been downloaded, giving this large selection of text files, which you don't have to worry about. You can have a look at them if you want. But once that you've downloaded the Keg ligand database once and you've got those parsed files, you don't need to do it again. So now if you want to populate your database for the first time, or if you want to repopulate it after you've used the clear database button on the right, you just need to click the populate database button. So now we can see that all of the reactions within the Keg ligand database have been brought into MetNetMaker, and we can look through all of those and see what the reactants, what the products are, other things like the EC number, as well as preferred names and pathway information. And that's all ready to use now. Also, if we want to create a new reaction, then we notice that in the reaction creator, if we click filter just to refresh the list, we see that there are all of the compound IDs, and there's all the multiple names for each compound ID as well. So you can search by any name that you might know the compound as, and it'll find you the relevant Keg compound ID. And that's about it really. Now you've got a fully working version of MetNetMaker that you can use to start creating your own metabolic models.